Hey everybody, this is your boy, the host with the most, but humble, and I do mean humble, D Notion, always aka Derek, and I'm here, of course, on a Saturday to give you the hungry, happy, healthy people here at a Wrestlekram. Of course, this is episode 23, wow, of Axe Wrestlekram. If you're watching it today, you're watching it tomorrow, you're watching it next week. I truly do thank you from the bottom of my heart to the depths of my loins. I truly do thank you. Without you guys, it truly would not be me. I'm humbled eyes each and every single time I'm allowed to do this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you so much for allowing me to do the show. Thank you so much just for all the support, all the love. So if you don't know anything about the show, I put out a Wrestling X Wrestlekram feed on Sunday at 10 o'clock every single Sunday. I do that. You can get your questions in. I know there's a lot of y'all out there that want to ask questions to a regular person who just watches, wrestling. I'm just a regular, normal person. I do read the dirt sheets. I do not dig into the dirt sheets. But, I'm just a regular guy who knows kind of a lot about wrestling. I'm not a Dave Nelson or whatnot. But, I do keep my ear to the ground, and I do like a lot of that. So if you want to ask those questions, you can most definitely ask those questions. I am kind of biased to a certain things or whatnot. You will hear that in some of these questions that I've pre-read before I even came to the show. But you can get your questions in. Now, wrestling is a top priority for the show. So, you get those questions in. But, once again, I am a nerd. I am part of that culture. And you can get any question in. I do not mind asking questions outside of the wrestling zeitgeist. So do not worry about that. You can get any questions in. But without further ado, let's get into the questions or whatnot. I guarantee that's what you are here for. But one more thing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you want to know where your boy D Notion is in any other social media sites, go to the information tab. I have all of those tabs there. You can click on them, or you can copy and paste and go to there. Or Google me. I am on the Google machine as well. So check me out over there as well, okay? Don't forget, remember, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. But one more time, without further ado, we're going to keep working this bad boy. We're going to work it while we fix it, and fix it while we work it, okay? The very first question is from Black Star Boy 1649. How we doing, Black Star Boy? That question is going to be, is there a hidden gem wrestling channel that you want to promote? Well, it's not a hidden gem. I'm kind of the hidden gem because I only have 266 people on my channel. But there's one channel that I do love other than Steven Larson, the Jim Cornette Experience. What else I have? The Wrestling with Regret. I love Wrestling with Regret as well. But there's one that, is just really good. That is Deadlock. Deadlock is just, I promise you, it is just three or four guys that are just crapping on bad wrestling, and it's an hour and 45 minutes long. They try to find some sticky of the ickiest programs around everywhere, and they just have a great time doing it. They are passionate about the shows that they do. I love their shows. I love all of their shows. They are one of the best things about wrestling podcasting as of right now, and I do enjoy them a lot. I love when they have the Hogan, when they doing WCW and Hogan's there. They do the dude. It's very funny. I really enjoy them. So if you have not checked out Deadlock, go and check out Deadlock. Much love to those people over there at Deadlock. But thank you so much for that question. I thought that was a great question. Thank you so much. Next question from Laurel. How we doing, Laurel? There's a story out that Jungle Boy Jack Perry may be unsuspended. What are your thoughts? What are my thoughts about Jack Perry being unsuspended. I have heard that situation, and I did voice my opinion on that feed. I think that was Wrestle Zone that reported that, and I got a lot of mixed reviews. I mean, I had pro firing Jack Perry. I had con firing Jack Perry. My thing is, I will say this again. When I was a kid growing up, there were I have 5 siblings, but I grew up with only 2 because my mother and father had kind of 2 sets of children. The other 2 are very, very grown, and they were already moved out of the house and everything. But it was 3 of us there. We were the youngest out of 5, and we were not the best. We were not the best children. We were good, but we had a lot of situations where me and my big brother, me and my little brother, we would always fight. We would fight. That's what we do. That's what we did. We did that. And if something happened in the house, like let's say for instance something expensive broke, and it was because of one of us that broke it, not only will that person get in trouble, but everybody else got in trouble. Okay. And with this scenario, I will say this again. I do not care what people think about it. I will say this again. I truly think that Jack Perry should not have been suspended. I truly think that he was the primary instigator in this situation. And I will say this again. He deserves to be fired. If they fired CM Punk for standing up for himself, then they should have fired Jack Perry for the instigation. That's my thing. I will continuously stand by that. I could care less about the character of Jungle Boy. I could care less about the character of CM Punk. I could care less about the character of Tony Khan. The thing is, there was a situation. The situation led to people telling Jungle Boy, hey, this is unsafe. This is not cool. You shouldn't do it. But he was like, you know what? I could care less about what you think. So the other people were like, let's talk to CM Punk, who is a veteran of the game, who knows a lot about it. I mean, he's been on the highest levels of wrestling. And if he tells you, hey, it's not cool to do this, and you get upset about it, and then you go to the biggest show that you have, the biggest show that is that is bigger than everything that ever happened in pro wrestling, and you go off script, and you get sent, and after your match, the person comes to you and say, dude, do we have a problem? Then you can't be mad at CM Punk for doing that. I'm going to continuously say this over and over again. You cannot be mad at CM Punk for what he did. Now, lunging at Tony Khan is a whole nother thing. But the catalyst, what happened, the main thing that made CM Punk upset is another person going off script yet again to prove a point that was truly pointless. I will say that all over again, over and over and over again. I could care less what people think about me. It is what it is. I'm going to continuously say this, that Jungle Boy Jack Perry should be fired. It is what it is. I'm going to continuously say it. I'm going to say it on my dying bed. When I'm getting the life support ripped out of the electricity, I'm going to say Jungle Boy should have been fired. It is what it is. I'm just telling you the truth. That's just my opinion. But thank you so much for that question. Thank you so much for that question, Laurel. I have the Southern Belle 1980. Who should be Roman Reigns' next opponent, LA Knight or John Cena? I'm going to say this. It's going to be quite controversial. I'm going to say this. I truly think it should have been John Cena leading up to the LA Knight match between Roman Reigns and LA Knight. I think that they could have pushed it a little bit more. They would have had John Cena face Roman at Survivor Series or probably the Royal Rumble, have him get destroyed by the Bloodline, leading for LA Knight to defend him in the next WrestleMania, not WrestleMania, but the next premium live event, probably the one before WrestleMania. That would have been a better storyline, instead of them now, having LA Knight, I'm guessing, staking his claim and, asking for this match. I don't know when it's going to be, but, LA Knight is the hottest thing right now. I mean, I will agree with that. I mean, LA Knight is probably the biggest babyface. Well, next to Cody Rhodes, but he is really up there. I mean, his merch sales are ridiculous. But once again, I would have had John Cena face him first, to put a little bit more heat on not only Roman Reigns but the Bloodline itself, and then and only then we would have had LA Knight face Roman, only just to lose to of course Roman Reigns. But that would have been a really great back and forth between those two on the mic. Great question. Thank you so much for that question, Southern Belle. I have another Southern Belle question. I'll be doing Southern Belle. We see you still post and we still see you post and purchase action figures. What will be your next action figure to buy? Yeah, I love action figures. I'm a huge action figure fan. If you don't know, my old layout, I had a ton of action figures. The next wrestler I am going to try to find will be the Jade Cargill with the TBS title. I'm going to try to look for that one. Also, I'm going to try to find... I seen a Roman Reigns with Head of the Table. I'm going to try to find that one as well. Also, I'm going to get Jay and Jimmy and Solo Sikoa. I'm going to get the entire Bloodline. I'm going to get those. But the number one thing I'm going to try to get is, before they sell out, will be the CM Punk AEW action figure, with him having the AEW title. That will be the number one action figure I'm gonna try to purchase. I think it's $44 on Amazon, so I may get that one pretty soon. I may order that one pretty soon. But that will be the number one action figure I'll probably get, because you cannot find CM Punk nowhere in any type of toy place. But yeah, that'll be my next one I get. Thank you so much for that question. Next question is Mr. Greenhead. Since you have Afro Samurai posted on your Axe Wrestlekram wall, did you like the movies? I have watched Afro Samurai. Okay, so here's my thing. I thought that the concept of Afro Samurai was really good. I mean, I like that, you have these bandanas, and whoever has the number one bandana is like the top swordsman throughout all of their the reality there. I thought that was really creative. I mean, I thought that was really good. Don't get me wrong. I thought that was a great storyline. Now, the Afro Samurai thing with Samuel Jackson, I thought Samuel Jackson did a great job with voicing his counter demons, and of course him himself. I thought that was really good. The character design of Afro Samurai is really, really good. I like the coloring. I like the actual drawing. I mean, the action is really, really good. But the thing that I don't like about Afro Samurai is just them trying to bring it home. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't... Just like I said, I like the concept. The story and the concept is really good or whatnot. It's just... I didn't like the actual how they made the story all together. just like I said, everything else is good. I enjoy everything about Samurai Champloo, Afro Samurai. It's just the making, the actual story evolving the Afro Samurai and everything about that. But just like I said, I like the concept. I like everything else about it. I love Samuel L. Jackson. I think he did a great job. But, you know, I just wasn't a huge fan of the actual story itself. I love these things. These things are so good. But, yeah, that would be the thing I would probably say about Afro Samurai. Really good. It just didn't capture me the way I thought it would have. But, yeah, thank you so much for that question. I thought that was a great question. Afro Samurai is not even probably in my top 20 best, not even samurai movies. I mean, if you want to watch a great samurai movie, to me, I love Ninja Resurrection. That was really good. Ninja Scrolls were really, really good. I love Ninja Scrolls. Any of the samurai showdown shows, movies, I like those as well. Those three I would probably suggest before Afro Samurai, but that's just my taste. That's just my taste and whatnot. But thank you so much for that question. Thank you so much for that question. Next question is Mr. Greenhead. No, not Mr. Green. I'm sorry. Laurel. How we doing, Laurel? That is the next question. What do you think of the new Dominic Mysterio? I am in love with Dominic Mysterio. I cannot wait until he goes completely single. He goes on a singles run by himself. I truly think he does not need a manager. He does not need any backup. I truly think that Dominic Mysterio is the future of the WWE. Once again, at one time, I could not stand Dominic Mysterio as a babyface, being by his father. I've said this over and over again, that he needs to get away from Rey Mysterio and carve out his own history. And I promise you, he is doing a great job while doing this. The end of the Judgment Day will be one of the greatest things for Dominic. I hate that would happen, but I think the breakup of the group will signify that he is ready for a push by himself. Once again, he came into the WWE with little, very small wrestling. I mean, with his dad, of course, but he pretty much came into the job not knowing a lot, and he has accomplished so much. So I really, truly think that he is the future. I truly think Dominic Mysterio right now is a top 10 heel in all of wrestling altogether. I truly think that this is going to be a great addition to the future of the WWE if he does stay with the WWE. But thank you so much for that question, Laurel. I have another question from Laurel. How we doing, Laurel? Once again, that question is, what do you think of the Tuesday Night Wars? Okay, so first and foremost, if you don't know anything about what happened on the Tuesday Night Wars, we have baseball playoffs. So unfortunately, AEW was kicked off of Wednesdays just for a little bit to be on Tuesdays. Now, when the WWE, I'm guaranteed they heard about this situation, they went all out on NXT. I mean, they did a huge spectacle on NXT. And when I tell you it was huge, it was ginormous. I mean, you had people coming back that we haven't seen in a very long time, like The Undertaker. Cody Rhodes was the guest general manager. One of the main events was Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker on his side had Paul Heyman. Carmelo Hayes on his side had John Cena. And the guest referee for Ilya Dragunov and Dominic Mysterio was, of course, LA Knight. I mean, it was a spectacle. It was, I mean, you had a lot of stuff that happened on this show alone. So, we had Tony Khan just trying to boost up this show. Of course, we had the very first match with Edge there at AEW. Of course, we had we had the match where Orange Cassidy got his international title back. That was a pretty decent match. I think Swerve versus Bryan Danielson was there. So it was a pretty, I don't know. I'll say that. But a lot of people think that, I am against AEW and I don't like AEW. I will say this again. I think AEW is a good product. I think it's a good product, but I still think it's in its infancy. WWE is just doing really great work. We have one of the top people there that's never there, and he always, when he's there, it just spikes. I mean, it always spikes when Roman is there. Even if he's there once a month, he is spiking. It's really creepy how good the WWE product is as of right now. And they want to prove a point. They wanted to prove a point. And they proved their point because NXT destroyed. And when I say destroyed AEW, they put a hurting on AEW like no other. Everybody and their mama was watching NXT. It almost got almost 1 million views on TV. And I think in AEW only got like 600, probably 7. So it was really bad. It was really bad. And, we get a lot of Tony Khan calling people out their names, disrespecting the WWE. And, my thing is with the Tuesday Night Wars, I thought it was good. I thought it was good for TV. I thought it was healthy for TV. It should have happened. And I'm not mad at the WWE for what they did. I'm not. I don't think Tony Khan should be mad at what WWE did. My thing is, I think that was a learning experience. I think it was something that's saying that, hey, we aren't the biggest, baddest group out there, and we need to truly humble ourselves. I mean, I truly think that's the message that I got out of this entire situation is that, hey, I mean, you talk a lot, you bump your gums a lot, and when you get hit, what is the next step? I mean, Mike Tyson has one of the greatest sayings of all time. You have a plan until you get punched. So what will be your next step? And I think that now it's time to go back to the drawing board. Get off of Twitter. Get off of these social these channels that you are so in love with, and try to figure out what is going on with the product itself. I think once again, and going in Raw with Steven Larson, Steve said something that made perfect sense. I'm not gonna quote him verbatim because I don't know a lot about I don't know verbatim what he said, but it truly when I think about that, Tony is one of those guys who is just always like trying to one up people. I mean, you have to understand that wrestling is a great product, okay? You watch wrestling to see wrestlers wrestle, right? Okay, you do see that, right? But there's more to a wrestling show than just the wrestling. And with AEW, they put wrestling above everything else. Storylines need to be made. I mean, progression has to be made. None of these things are put into AEW. Is it a good show? Yes. Once again, I still think that the wrestling is way better on AEW than it is on the WWE, hands down. But there's no story progression. There's no great storylines there. And that's the sucky thing about AEW that people just don't want to admit. You know, there's more to it. There's more to it. Wrestlers are actors. They are actors as well, okay? Yes, they are professional athletes, but they're actors as well, okay? So you have to understand that 1 and 2, they come together and they make a wrestler. And I think Tony Khan has not coped with that yet. I don't think he coped with that yet. And hopefully he does. Hopefully he realizes that, you know, there's more to what's going on than just the wrestling aspect, and it gets better. I really do, because I really think that there's money out there for everybody, and it's time for everybody to get their money. I mean, it is what it is. But, you know, I thought it was a very interesting thing, and it should be a learning experience for Tony Khan. That's all I can say. But thank you so much for that question. Great question. Mitch does it. How we doing, Mitch? Should WWE make Apollo Crews and Cedric Alexander a tag team? Both guys have nothing for them. Both guys have nothing for them and could be a great tag team in the tag team division. Apollo Crews and you know what? I don't like that group. I don't like that tag team. I don't even know if is Cedric still on the roster. That's the question. The last time I seen Apollo Crews, he lost. Last time I think it was, he lost to Dominic Mysterio. I think that's true. And I would like Cedric to be a part of the new Hurt Business. I would like that to happen. They need to make that group a little bit bigger. I would love to see that. I would love to see them versus the LWO in War Games as well. War Games, I would like to see that. Have 2 War Game matches. And, you know, they're looking for their 4th guy, and it will be Apollo Crews. But them put him in the tag team. I think the tag team division is just dying. And, you know, we deserve more people in the tag team division, but we need people that mostly, I think, coexist a little bit better. Once again, the tag team division needs tag teams. They don't need, to me, 2 individuals and you just smash them together. I mean, we have tag teams there, and they're no longer on the TV. I mean, Indy Siri, I keep saying that. Where is Indy Siri? They were pretty much one of the best heel tag teams out there. But you consistently are putting on the Viking Jobbers, which is a freaking joke. I'm just completely telling you the truth. I mean, the Viking Jobbers are just not good. But you have a legitimate tag team in Indy Siri. I mean, the Creed brothers should have been on main roster by now. I mean, the grizzled young veterans should have been on the main roster by now. I mean, there are a ton of tag teams in the NXT division. I mean, and they are really good. And it's time to push those tag teams out of NXT and bring them onto the main roster. I know Pretty Deadly is injured as of right now. That would be a really good group to go around. But I mean, it's a situation where it's like, man, like it sucks. It truly sucks. And the division needs to get a little bit better. That's just my opinion. But you know, I mean, no, I don't like, you know, the only experiment that they really did that I thought that was really good was the Sheamus and Cesaro situation, where you had 2 people that didn't like each other, and they came together to be a really great group at the end, which I thought was really, really good. I really enjoyed that times 12. So, no, I'm not willing with that. I want Apollo Crews to be part of the new Hurt Business, and everything else will kind of, you know, go the way it needs to go. But thank you so much for that question. I have another question that's going to be from Southern Belle. How we doing, Southern Belle? your opinion on the almost government shutdown and the speaker being removed. I thought we're going into politics now. So, now once again, here's the thing. I will say this: the government shutdown almost taken care of. I mean, well, right now, the government shutdown is still it may or may not happen. They only funded, I think, the government for another 3 months. I think it was, and then they only kicked the ball down the road. So this may still happen regardless of the situation, and the Republicans just cannot coexist. I was talking to a coworker today, and we were just saying that the Democrats, which once again, I am not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican either. I'm a far left Green Party supporter member. I'm a far left Green supporter party member. So it's weird that you have the situation where the Democrats and everybody in the Democrats all are just all lock and step. They're all lock and step. But it's funny that you have the Republicans who are blaming the Democrats for the speaker being removed and almost the government shutdown. But you have these core MAGA far-right Republicans that are just truly just don't want to get on the same line. It was funny because they tried to get a Scalise to the speakership, and I'm here in Louisiana. I know Scalise. Like, I don't know him personally, but we know how this guy is. Like, I was like, that was the funniest thing to me. Like, Steve Scalise, like we know this guy. Like, this guy is like, he's a racist. Like, we know this. Like, we know this. So I was like, that was the craziest thing to me, that they was gonna get Steve Scalise to be the freaking House, the Speaker of the House. You had moderate Republicans saying, I will not support this. You had moderate Republicans saying, I will not support this guy. That's how bad Steve Scalise is. I'm just telling you the truth. I mean, he's a friend of David Duke, or he knows David Duke. And if you don't know who David Duke is, Google David Duke, okay? David Duke, okay? Google him. This how crazy this is. And he spoke at a Klan or neo-Nazi convention or something. And he was like, I didn't know it was a neo-Nazi thing, event. I was like, really? Like, really? So now we are in a crossroads where we don't know who's going to be the Speaker of the House. And we do need a Speaker of the House, because if you don't know anything about politics, the Speaker of the House is the only person that can bring a bill on the floor. He is the third, or she is the third highest level in the all of the Washington D.C. If the president and the vice president pass, the next person in power will be the Speaker of the House. He or she would be the president of the United States. So it's a hot mess right now, and I think it's just crazy. I think it's crazy. But something needs to happen. Something truly needs to happen. And hopefully, something does happen. How about that? So, much love to the Democrats. Much love to the Democrats over there. How about that? But thank you so much for that question. Next question will be from Black Starboy. How we doing, Black Starboy? Who do you think wins the Tuesday Night War this week? That already happened. And I thought that NXT was going to destroy AEW. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that the WWE was just going to lay waste to that situation. With all of the Undertaker, Cody Rhodes had an announcement. Wasn't a big announcement, but it was an announcement. So I mean, it was a lot of just too much that they had for AEW to go against. So I knew for a fact. Matter of fact, I put a poll out, and I think it was half and half at the end of the poll. But yeah, I knew WWE was going to win. I knew that was going to happen because Tony Khan just kept bumping his gums, kept kept talking. Like, he just kept talking. Like, dude, just shut up. Let it organically go, But he didn't. It is what it is. But thank you so much for that question. Mitch does it. If the New Day add a female member to the group, who would it be? Who would be a great addition? Liv Morgan? I mean, I don't see any goofy character to be part of the New Day. Liv, that's the only person I can think of is Liv Morgan. I mean, or get that I forgot that black lady's name over there on NXT that was with Dana Brooke. What is her name? Put her with New Day. I mean, they do need another person. Unfortunately, it looks like Big E may not be joining them ever again, and probably looks like he is not going to wrestle. I mean, if he comes back, he'll just be an announcer or probably backstage or a manager, or commentator, things like that. He'll be one of those three things. But the only person I can think of as of right now that can match the group would be Liv Morgan. That's the only person I can think of as of right now. Would be Liv Morgan. I would like what's her name? Indy Hartwell. She would be a pretty good addition to that group as well. But I just it would have to be Liv. It would have to be Liv. Thank you so much for that question, Mitch. Dragon Hunter XD, how we doing, Dragon Hunter? What did you think of the premium live event WWE Fastlane? I thought it was okay. It would have been better if we had probably another female match on the card. I would have probably liked for Judgment Day to keep their tag titles. I would have probably liked to see an NXT match, Dominic versus, somebody. Or no, it would have been Trick. So it would have been Trick versus somebody on that premium live event. The main event was good. I would have liked Damian Priest to cash his money in. That would have been a perfect thing for Damian to cash it in because he just went through a last man standing match. It would have been perfect for Damian to go into that and be the champion. I mean, it would have been a perfect scenario. I mean, it was okay. It was literally a B level pay-per-view. That's pretty much what it was. 5 matches on the card. I would have probably put the 6-man tag was okay. I mean Carlito coming back was okay, but the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley needs to start tacking on wins, and they're still not coexisting as a group. So are they gonna break them up? I mean, hopefully not, but they need to start coexisting better as a group. So if I had to rank or if I had to grade Fastlane, it would probably be a C+. Nothing really bad happened on the show. I mean, Io Sky did a great job, retaining her title. So, I mean, it really wasn't anything bad. It was just, to me, it was like a super show. Now, that's pretty much, or a battle of the belts, like, AEW does, a battle of the belts type of situation. That could have been on Saturday, could have been on their network, or it could have been on USA, or Saturday, a Saturday live event that comes on NBC. That's just my opinion or whatnot. But, that's just me. What do you think in the comments? Put in what you think of Fastlane and how you think Fastlane should have won, or do you give it a grade or whatnot. But thank you so much for that question. Thought it was a great question. Great question. I had another question from Dragon Hunter XD. Once again, how we doing, Dragon Hunter XD? Apparently, CM Punk merchandise is still number 1 or number 2. No, it's number 2 in the AEW shop. Do you think Tony Khan made a bad decision? I've said this again. The decision on firing CM Punk wasn't a bad decision. It wasn't a bad decision. I mean, if somebody lunges at me and they're like trained in all of these disciplines, I would have been kind of scared as well. I'm not a fighter. I'm a really short guy, and I really wouldn't want that static with that. So yeah, I would have fired him as well. But once again, we have to understand what happened, why he was upset, and it's just a lot of stuff that was going on. The EVPs are just horrible. Like, I wouldn't even say Kenny Omega. It's just the Young Bucks are consistently doing things that they should not be doing, and they are management. That's the crazy thing about this situation. They are management. Do you not wrap your head around this? That Jungle Boy is cool with the Young Bucks. They're all friends. Like, I mean, it is, Jim Cornette says it perfectly. This is all friends wrestling. And if you are not part of our friendship, then you are against us. And I think CM Punk wasn't against the Young Bucks. He wasn't against the EVPs. He was just trying to make a better product. And I think while he was there, he made a better product. You can look at the ratings on Collision. It is just nosediving. Rampage is better than Collision now. Like, Rampage is getting more views than Collision. And Collision is supposed to be your SmackDown to Raw. I mean, like Raw is to Dynamite. So that's not a good thing. That's not good at all. I mean, CM Punk brought eyeballs to your product. And for him to be upset over a situation for somebody going off script, I think that, yes, he should have been fired, CM Punk. But I will say this again. Yes, I do think Jungle Boy should have been fired. It is what it is. It is the truth. I will say this all day, every day. I'm not going to go into it. If you want to go back to the Jungle Boy, me ranting about Jungle Boy, go over there and talk about me ranting about Jungle Boy, okay? But I think if he would have, if Jungle Boy should have been suspended, he should not. He should have been fired. I think that CM Punk should have been fired as well. I think both of them should have been fired. But that's just my opinion. In the comments, what do you think? Are you pro Punk or are you pro Jungle Boy? I guarantee a lot of people on this channel just does not care about Jungle Boy. But thank you so much for that question. Next question will be Mr. Greenhead. Do you truly believe CM Punk signed with the WWE? And if so, when will he show his face? So right now, I was still on the ropes with this situation, but we do have a confirmation that CM Punk, or the WWE has declined. He has declined. They have declined CM Punk. So CM Punk will not be with the company. We know this for a fact now. But it would have been a great scenario for CM Punk to show his face after Damian Priest probably cashed in on Seth Rollins, him getting the title, and we would have had a Damian Priest versus CM Punk for WrestleMania night 1. Would have been I think it would have been a great match between Damian Priest and CM Punk. But I would have done that. But right now, we are still in the no-go on the WWE side, so it is what it is. Can't wait to see if they do decide to go with CM Punk, but right now, once again, it is a no-go. Thank you so much for that question. I have another question from Mitch. How we doing, Mitch? If CM Punk does return to the WWE, do you think we get AJ Lee for a return also? If so, who would you book her to wrestle on a return match at WrestleMania? It would have to be something big. It would have to be, I would probably book her against Charlotte for a title. That would be my thing. I mean, AJ was the glue. She was the glue to the women's division when it was going into the women's revolution, and she was that Divas champion, which was a horrible belt, horrible title. Couldn't stand that Divas thing. Worst thing that they could ever do, by the way. But AJ's a great wrestler. AJ was also great on the mic. She has the skills. Beautiful young lady. I think she would have done a great job with her versus Charlotte. And I just said, CM Punk versus Damian Priest at night one main event. But AJ Lee and Charlotte Flair for the undisputed women's title could main event the main night one of WrestleMania. I mean, I think it would have been a great addition to that. So yeah, Charlotte had to be Charlotte, all day Charlotte. But thank you so much for that question, Mitch. Next question is from Dragon Hunter XD. Which big WWE star you think will jump to AEW and vice versa? The next person I can possibly think of, if Mercedes Moné gets completely healed and signs with AEW, would be Bayley. I would love to see Bayley jump over to AEW to make that women's division really, really good. I would love that. I would love that times 12. And right now, it's three particular people that on the male side that I would love to see jump from AEW to the WWE. Number one will be Powerhouse Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs will be a great addition to the WWE. Ricky Starks jumping to NXT would be a great addition. And one more person I would like to see in the going back to the WWE would be FTR. I would love them to go back with, of course, CM Punk, and they make their own faction. So I would love that to happen. That would be a great addition. So with the women, it would be Bayley going to WWE. I would like Sky Blue on the women's side to jump ship and go to the WWE, working on NXT until she eventually goes to the main roster. I think they don't have a lot of work for her. Lady Frost as well. I would love to see her go to NXT developmental and see what they can do with her. I think she is a really great addition to AEW over there in the Ring of Honor. But she last time I seen her, she did a great job. I think she faced Mercedes Martinez. I think she did. But that was a great match. I really do like Lady Frost. But yeah, I would love to see that. But those will be my decisions or whatnot, if that would happen. Thank you so much for that question. Great question. Mr. Greenhead, like Fastlane, do you think smaller cards for pay-per-views work? That's a good question. That's a good question. 5 matches is too small. It's too small. I think it's too small. And like I said, I would like more women matches on the card. So that one match with Asuka, Charlotte, and Io Sky, good match. Probably match of the night to me. I would have added another additional card, another additional women's match. We didn't have a mid card title on that on there. We didn't have, so I would have had a mid card title on that on that card. I mean, I think that we should have more matches where there are people that are defending their titles or whatnot. I mean, Gunther is rarely on pay-per-view. It's just really weird to me that he's not on pay-per-views. So I would have liked probably 6 or 7 match card. Tony Khan, they have entirely too many matches. 10 to 12 is just too much. If you are going into 12 o'clock and your show is still going on, that is an issue. That is an issue. The sweet spot for me would be 7, or 6. 6 would be even better. I like a 6 match card. 2 women, a mid card title, tag team, and 2 main event cards or whatnot. You do have 2 world titles. Those cards should be on TV a lot as well. So probably 6 to 7 card matches would be a great addition for any type of premium live event or pay-per-view. Thank you so much for that question. I thought that was a great question. And I have one more question. That's going to be from Black Star Boy. How we doing, Black Star Boy? We all know that you have a somewhat busy schedule, but just want to know, when will you start doing reviews on WWE and AEW shows again? That is probably one of the best questions I have so far. Look, I will say this. I probably am going to do that eventually. I would love to do it back. I would like to do the podcast back up and have the AEWs. I truly miss my top 10s. I truly miss doing dirt sheets and talking about that. I would say give me another month, or give me until the end of the year. Give me until January 1. Give me until January 1, and I will try to get back to a more decent schedule, a more decent flowing type of channel. Like I said, right now, just, it's a lot of stuff that's going on. I wish I could tell all of you what was going on, but it's just life. It's life. It's just being grown up, and taking your punches, and trying to rope a dope and trying to throw punches back. So yeah, it's just it's a lot, and me just trying to establish, trying to get back into normal life, and just like I said, depression hit me really hard for a while. So I'm just trying to jump back into just regular life. So I'm getting there. Just like I said, I think I'm truly getting there, and I think that with this situation that I'm going through, I think that give me another 3 months or whatnot. What is the October, November, December? So it'll be like 2 months. Give me like 2 months, and I promise you, I will get back into probably some dirt sheet stuff. Can't wait to do some more dirt sheet stuff. That's coming pretty soon. I'm gonna start doing some more dirt sheet roundups. But I love the dirt. I love doing dirt sheet roundup stuff. But with the TV shows and things like that, give me until the January 1. And I will do that for you guys, okay? But without you guys, I'm truly nothing. And I do thank you for being with me during this storm and whatnot. And like I said, life happens, and I truly do thank you for being there for me. I will say this though, don't forget to if you want to get your questions in, I do once again do a community thread at 10 o'clock on Sunday. Get your questions in. Enjoy. Have a great time. And just like I said, I mean, I had a politics of a political question. So I mean, I have other questions on here. You can get your questions in on anything that is anything or whatnot. You know, I do have, just like I said, I have my ear to the ground, and I am quite versatile on a lot of stuff when it comes to geek culture, politics, sports, everything or whatnot, you know. But once again, wrestling is the priority because, of course, it says Wrestlekram. It's Wrestlekram. So, so I love y'all so much, you know, and I promise you, the best is truly yet to come. You will get the Gripe Show on Sunday, okay? You'll get that on Sunday. So, and then next week it will start over again, where we will have the Axe Wrestlekram show on Friday, and the Gripe Show is going to be on Saturday, okay? But once again, I love y'all so much. The best is truly yet to come. The best is truly yet to come. Until next time, love, peace, and of course, wrestling.